All right, so good evening. This is an episode of Tier Talk. It's me, Larry Williams. This evening, I have the honor of presenting you a live interview from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, as you can see by the shirt. This is live from a cell inside of CDCR. Before we get to the interview with the unknown inmate, and his name will not be used, as you see at the bottom of the screen. Real names will not be used to protect the inmate because that's more important than giving his name out. I'm going to read you this snippet from this article that I came across. Convicted felons under California 3 strikes law granted parole release. And this is an article from March 22nd, 2022, Modesto, California. A convicted felon who was previously sentenced under California's 3 strikes law was granted his release on parole earlier this month. In a March 1st hearing at Valley State Prison in Chowchilla, the State Board of Parole Hearings granted parole for Isabelo Joe Rivera, 66 years old, of Patterson, California. The Office of Stanislaus County District Attorney Birgit Flatiger announced in a press release on Tuesday. The 3 strikes law from the Public Safety and Rehabilitation Act made Rivera eligible for release, the DA's office said. The Public Safety and Rehabilitation Act, Prop 57, was passed by voters in 2016. Rivera served 20 years of his current sentence. So before we get into this interview, I want to say that Prop 57 is good, right? A lot of the laws that they present are good, but the problem is they don't really make them retroactive. They only go back a year or two, or they go back a few months before they go into act. And that's where the laws go wrong, because you're really not serving a justice, because people aren't coming to jail for 3 strikes. No matter what they tell you, the crime rate has dropped. So it's affecting those that are still sitting in prison with 3 strikes. And with that being said, how you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored.
That's what's up.
What people don't understand about 3 strikes is the average person who has 3 strikes is over 50 years old. They've been down over 10 years at least. When 2000 came and the legislators put robbery, burglary, crimes like that on the violent list, they excluded us from a lot of the relief that we would have gotten. You know, and it's sad that the public really don't know this. You know what I mean? They really don't know, we are really serving life sentences in California for crimes in which no one was hurt or injured. Period. We are really doing life sentence for robberies, for burglaries, for taking shit. You know what I'm saying? For stuff when we doing more time for robbery than dudes are doing for 1st-degree murder.
Petty thefts with priors that become
petty theft with priors.
Yeah, exactly. Then they make it a felony. Yeah.
It's gotten to a point to where, and then they pass these laws that give us hope. Okay, well, this law is going to pass, this law is going to pass. But then once it's rewritten, they take out the retroactiveness of it. Yeah. So then the law becomes law as of that date. All these Senate bills, all these bills that pass, all these AP bills that pass, the majority of them weren't retroactive. So they didn't affect us.
Yeah.
So if we don't got somebody on the street who love us, who care about us, and mind you, most of us, our mothers are dead, our fathers have passed, most of our family members are dying. That's just the truth. So if we don't got somebody who care about us, how do we get back into the courts? How do we present ourselves and get back to the district attorney to say, man, you really took my life for a robbery, for some money I took. I took $800. I took $1,000. Nobody got hurt, kicked, or scratched. Yet you got me doing time as if I stood over somebody and killed them, as if I taken a life that can't be replaced. I took some money. Okay, tell me how much I need to pay back. Let me pay the money back. You know what I'm saying? I took something that could be replaced. You know what I'm saying? That could be recouped. You know what I mean? I didn't take something that you can't put back.
And I mean, another thing is that the law has so many flaws to it. That's why they keep correcting it. They wouldn't keep correcting and amending the law if the law was good. And they're not
You
amending
know,
it to make it stricter or harsher. They're amending it to take off the shackles that are keeping people from being released. But the bad thing is they're not making it fully retroactive. Until you make
exactly.
it fully
Until you make it fully
retroactive,
retroactive, it
yeah.
doesn't affect us. We still losing. And I
Well, the
sat back in here and I watched, Black Lives Matter. It did for like 60 days. We really mattered. We
for
counted.
sure,
You know what I'm saying? We really
for
meant something for
sure,
like 60 days. We counted. Like
yeah,
really though. Like
yeah.
we we have a district attorney and a governor who says it's time for change. Yet everybody that's popular, everybody who has over 1 million views on YouTube, over 1 million followers on Snapchat, over 2 million followers on Twitter, none of them have nothing to say about damn. They finna let our people out of this slavery that they done put them in. They got a motherfucking they working for 18 and 19 cents. You know what I mean? Uh, an hour, a day, you know what I mean, or whatever you want to call it. And here it is, you got all these people in power who's scared to say they really finna give our people a chance. Now all of a sudden it's shootings going on. We've been in prison over 10 years, man. That ain't got nothing to do with us. What do that have to do with us? What do that got to do with us? We didn't make decisions to give nobody no money. We didn't make the decisions to have people in welfare lines. We didn't make those decisions. We didn't. We committed crimes. We paid for our crimes. And I mean, I just want to know how much time is enough. Like, what do I need to do?
Well, the
What,
thing is, they can't answer that question because the ultimate question for them is when they're gonna stop being greedy. Because you already know it's all about money and
it's all
dollars.
about money. It's all
The
about
longer
money,
they
bro.
keep you, like when you was talking about working for 18 cents an hour. So if you in PIA and you start off at 18, 20 cent an hour, even, um, they're selling the garment right back to the same prison you're at for $34 a piece. Them blue pants, that shirt that's hanging up right there. That shirt costs like 40 some bucks that they charge, but it costs like 10 cents to make that motherfucker.
They
And they
got
same kind of labor that they complain about in other countries. But
they making tennis shoes. They making they
underwear,
making
panties,
lunches,
momos,
underwear. Yeah,
lunches,
it's
bread.
like everything they making and they giving us crumbs for it. And
Well,
they telling us this. I'm gonna give a perfect example. They say it's about rehabilitation. So I come to prison, I stay out of trouble, I don't get no write ups, I bust my ass every day, I do overtime, I get chronos, I do everything, and then you tell me, well, still ain't did like 20 years yet, so I ain't killed nobody.
and that's the coldest shit. You still ain't did 20 years to really get paid attention to. And then they still might tell you, come back in 2 or 3 or 5.
Like, come on, this stuff is crazy. Like, all you have to do is just like you did the three strikes law, you made it retroactive, so you can basically go back to the 1800s because ain't nobody alive that's before the 1800s today. So you can go back to the 1800s and give motherfuckers some more time. So when you making these laws, let's make the laws retroactive that so they really affect us. And stop lying to the public. It's finna let, 50,000 people out. It ain't 50,000 three strikers. I'm sorry, that's eligible for
But not
parole.
even
There are
50,000 three
there,
strikers. I mean, it shouldn't matter who it lets out. I mean, because if they follow in the design, they already know that California prisons are swollen anyway and need to be released. And you're going to
but
have to do it eventually.
the thing that they thrive off of is fear. So if you make the public scared, then you can say, okay, you don't want these guys on the street. We are the guys who you guys say are rehabilitated. We took all the groups, we took all the classes, we did everything you asked us to do. We're supposed to be allowed to be in society because we're not a threat in society no more. There is no threat for us. So therefore, stop playing these political games and stop, stacking your bank and do what's right and really do it. Like,
Well, look,
don't
look,
talk about it. Let's
look at
do
it
it.
like this too, America. Um, I keep saying it, but you don't realize what you turn a person into when you got them illegally incarcerated, over sentenced, giving them life, And I'm not just speaking for the person I'm interviewing. I'm talking about a whole system of people. I'm talking about me when I was in prison. And unfortunately, I've been to prison multiple times. But when I was in prison my first time expressly, I really despised the law. I really despised how I was treated. And it made me look at things totally different. And it created a different person inside of me. And it made me come home and be on some anti-law and anti-government type shit, but not on some weird shit, but just like, you know, fuck the police. That's where the song means. You got
people like myself. You got people like Marcelli. Marcelli in jail for a murder he didn't even do. Who care? They closed the books. That's all they worried about. Marcelli ain't killed nobody. They know he ain't killed nobody. They can't prove he killed nobody. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They got it off the books, and it made somebody look good. And it's all kind of illegal shit that's going on. That, man, come on. If a judge illegally sentence you, his ass need to go to prison.
That part.
Because the next judge won't do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If a DA crossed the line, they ass need to go to prison. And
it's
guess
crazy,
what?
Right?
Because the next district attorney won't do it.
Let's see if I can show this to you while we're doing this interview. Because I seen this thing on TV, right?
Yeah.
And it was this dude, David Begnody. I got it in my phone. And
breaking news: a black man who was found guilty of attempted
can you hear that?
In 1977 has just been freed after a Louisiana judge ruled he did not get a fair trial. Vincent Simmons was serving a 100-year prison sentence for the attempted aggravated rape of twin 14-year-old girls. He was convicted by a jury of 11 white men and 1 black woman. Simmons says he did not commit this crime. But decades later, the sisters, Sharon and Karen Sanders, maintain Simmons attacked them. 2 weeks after the incident, they told police they were forcibly taken by a black man to a country road and sexually assaulted. The sisters say Simmons gave them his name during the attack, but the women never gave that name to police. They also never gave a detailed description of their alleged attacker apart from his race, and they said, quote, all blacks look alike. During Simmons' time in prison, he obtained information not presented at his trial, including a file of a medical examination conducted on the sisters, which revealed there was no evidence of sexual assault. Simmons has served 44 years of his sentence after trying nearly 16 times to get his conviction thrown out. Joining me now is CBS News lead national correspondent David Begnaud. David has spent months reporting on this case and even helped uncover new information.
Listen to this last part.
Hi, David. So tell us about the judge's decision.
Tanya, the judge actually took into account some of the new evidence, but it's really old evidence in this sense, and it's amazing. In 1994, Vincent Simmons is the one who said, hey, can I get a copy of my court file? Can you send it to me at the prison in Angola? And they did. And when he started going through it, he found the medical report that you just mentioned, which said that there was no conclusion that a sexual assault had been committed against the girls. He also found other things, like they couldn't identify the attacker when they first spoke to the sheriff. So he was shocked, right? And he started petitioning the courts more than 16 times since the early 90s. 8 or 9 judges turned him down, including the father of the judge who ruled today that Vincent Simmons did not get a fair trial. And
did you hear what
they said? Including the father of the judge who ruled that he didn't get a fair trial.
Nigga, excuse my, I didn't mean to say that.
No, bro.
Bro,
they need to go to prison.
Listen, so you ruled and sent him to jail because he was black. Because you heard what they just said, right? They said, all black people look alike. We can't identify them, but we don't need to because all black people look alike.
There wasn't even no evidence that nothing happened to him.
No, look, it goes on further, and they was in the trial because they was forced to come there, basically, and they had to come say in open court that they didn't want the DA to further prosecute them because they still was trying to say that he was guilty, bro.
That's crazy.
But the DA and them had to pull him in the room and be
They
like,
had to
nah, what the fuck is you doing? You done already. But this is the fucked up shit, though, homie. This is why I said I'm finna fight for you, and you already know who else. But because I'm not finna let them have you in there for 44 years, and then they let you go, and I gotta come pick you up in my walker to get you in your walker. Fuck all that. What the fuck is that, man? We not doing that. Back up, because you're coming in the camera.
Bro, you just made my life. You just made my life when you
not
said
doing
that,
all
bro.
that. That should be pissing me off. You keep a motherfucker for 44 years. You knew for 44 years that he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got Selly up in there. Man, the fuck?
Say that again, bro. Come here. Come here. Just stay right. No, just stand up and tell me what you're saying. I need to hear exactly what you're saying. Word for word. We recording. Have you ever had a witness who told the police that he can help him get a conviction and they don't do nothing?
Huh?
Have you ever heard of a witness who told the police, I know who did this, I can help you get a conviction, and they don't even follow the lead or don't look at it or nothing?
I mean, I have, but I mean, it's rare, but I mean, he got fucked over for sure because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
He said you got fucked over for sure because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And he said exactly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like this. My problem is like I was saying earlier when I was saying that's why they make us say fuck the police. So let me clear this up, America. I have no problem with the law because
absolutely we don't.
I want them to protect me just like they protect anybody else because that's what they're supposed to do, right?
That's what their job is.
When they come into certain communities or into contact with certain individuals, they treat them different. And sometimes it's not just all about race, but other times it is about race.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Let me just say this, bro. Let me say this. Like, as far as my Selly situation. My Selly is a giant, bro. When I say he's a giant,
oh, I know.
I don't give a damn if you see him from 100 yards. You know, okay, yeah, that's him. Bro, he's too big. He stands out. You can't miss him. How do you not be able to say, oh yeah, that's him right there? And how do you convict a man not of taking something, not of stealing, not of burglary? How do you commit a man? How do you convict a man of murder? That's the most serious crime you can get.
Yeah.
But you can't say he was a fucking giant. Yeah, I seen him. This how tall he was. This how much he weighed. This how big he was. That shit should be easy.
But I mean, that would be too much like right. That would mean that he was afforded the proper defense. And I mean, you already know where we come from. I mean, in LA County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, Orange County, San Diego County.
You right, bro.
And all them other little counties that's in between right there.
Right.
Yeah, you already know a brother ain't getting shit. And you bet not be in one of them little small cities in them counties. You bet not be in Adelanto and catch a hot one. And you ain't done nothing. Shit.
I'm watching people go before the parole board early because they crime happened. We got the same crime, but because yours happened 4 years or 5 years before mine, I don't qualify. Like, come on, bro. Like, I ain't killed nobody, man. That shit over and done with.
And don't the laws say equal standards for the law?
Man, I thought it was equal protection. I thought if you do for one similarly situated person, you're supposed to do it for the next one.
Well, he ain't similarly situated. If he sends up under 3 strikes like you, it's the same situation.
We the same situation. We got the same crime, except he got 2 and I got 1. Yeah, he at home. Yeah, he's sitting at home with his family eating dinner right now, and I'm talking to you on a live video feed.
Man, let's cool off this for a second. We're gonna come back to it. Let's talk about how they beat up a motherfucker pockets inside that old capitalistic ass CDCR, man. So and, the R stands for the California Department of Corrections and Riches.
So every item on the store list that went up.
Yeah.
Even the soup. Even the soup.
Yeah, because you had me messed up when we was first talking earlier. Man, how I was saying how soups is 21 cents more, but they really 31 cents more now.
The soup is 35 cents. I go to the store, The man tell me I don't got enough money because I'm saying because what? He like you ran out of money. Then I can't argue with the store guy. Okay, I ran out of money. Let me get my receipt. Let me go. Let me figure it out. Then I sit down and the soups when they charge 35 cents for those. So you added 10 cents to a soup that you don't tell me about. Because on the store list they say 25 cents, but really they 35 cents. So my $6 just went because I ordered a couple cases, just went to $8.40.
Yeah, $8.40 a
A
case.
case. A
Yeah.
case. You know what I'm saying? So now you taking stuff off my store list without telling me. You know, you booking me for shredded beef, anything that's decent to eat.
Like, no,
You
but
know,
look, really tell them how they do it too. Not just how they book you, and then don't let a motherfucker or the whole yard start buying the same shit, because that's gonna go up astronomically.
oh, listen, our whole store list went up like boom within days,
Yeah.
and then they didn't go up for first draw, they didn't go up for second draw, they went up on certain items. Then the whole list just went up for third draw. We don't know. Look, we got the same list they had on first and second draw. We don't know nothing. We just know we got to the window. They said it was certain items that we couldn't get because we ran out of money.
It's
You
crazy.
know, $4.30 for a pouch of barbacoa shredded beef. $2.20 for a bag of beans.
Man, look,
A
that
dollar
shit
a
costs like
dollar and ten
$1
cent
something.
for 80 cent bag of rice.
Nah,
You
look,
talking about
look.
you
That
talking about the
bag of rice
fleecing
they
of
be selling,
you
that
talking
bag of
about the
rice is like 69 cents for them dollar something bags of rice or whatever they
man.
be
Listen,
charging.
you talking about the fleecing of America,
Man,
nigga? Get
people don't even
aboard
understand
it.
it. It's a big ass gimmick. CDC has been a big ass gimmick. I mean,
Hey,
man,
bro.
they
This
bilking so much money out the
hey,
public.
these people taught me a lesson, bro. They ain't never gotta worry about me playing their game ever again in life.
Most
That's what they
definitely,
don't gotta
most
worry about.
definitely, most definitely.
You know,
So,
when I walk out these doors,
yeah.
they can forget about me.
So let me ask you this, homie. So let's talk about this the COVID situation that was going on in your prison, because we had talked about it before, but
Yeah.
So we just gonna address basic issues. We already know the officers don't wear their masks. I mean, that's a basic. They never gonna wear their mask, and now there's but they have to wear it in a state facility, even though there's a no mask mandate in the public. But in the
they have to
CDCR,
wear it in they have to wear it in what facility?
They supposed to wear it in a state facility. What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. When they want to. Man, listen. I work with somebody who say, listen, they not telling me what to do. COVID is fake.
Huh?
And this is exactly what come out of his mouth. He said, I have not been vaccinated. I have not had a booster. I have not been sick in 3 years. COVID is fake. They could take their numbers that they using to manipulate the people and to get them to get this economy to crash. This is what he says. Because this is what's going on, and I'm not participating in none of it. Ain't nobody finna tell me when I'm finna put in my body and when I'm finna not. They
So
not finna mandatory.
first of
So
all, fuck
he don't
him.
get it. Yeah.
And second of all, God gonna punish him. I mean, because
Of course.
I don't know what to call it. They call it COVID, but I had it, so it didn't feel pretty fake to me.
This is the thing, though.
You
This
know,
this is the thing. Like I try to explain to him, like I try to shed light on the situation, and like I don't know, my celly can tell you what for 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, bro, I had the shakes. I had chills so bad. I'm talking about like never before in my and I had walking pneumonia on the street and went to Kaiser. I spent 17 days in Kaiser. You know what I mean? So, but them chills I had was nothing, man. Look,
bro, I know.
Pneumonia couldn't mess with that, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
So
like this. You know me, man, and you know my exercise regimen. I'm pulling
I know.
bars and all kinds
You,
of shit, right? COVID hit me. Okay.
that shit real.
That should knock
That
my
shit
woo.
that shit real, bro. That
It
shit is
made me
real.
respect somebody, and I
But
ain't gonna lie,
him,
and it woke my game all the way up though.
it's a couple of them that feel like that, and now that they gotten the judge to put an injunction on it or whatever, and they don't have to mandatory get the shots and the mandatory get the
That's
booster,
temporary
whatever.
though.
I mean, but they feel like they won.
Well,
This is how
God
they feel.
forbid he be the next one that has to be the guinea pig to die for them to
This is the
understand that
thing.
this shit is serious. But I mean, that's what it's
Hey,
gonna
look,
take.
this is the thing. It was an older white guy who couldn't breathe. They
Yeah,
took him to the hospital. He just told me this 2 days ago. He said, "Man, I heard that you guys are asking about me and praying for me." I said, "Of course, we was praying for you because we didn't know what happened." I said, "At first, I thought you went out to have surgery, and I found out because they came and got your celly that you had COVID." He was like, "I never felt nothing like it." He said, "I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I pray. I didn't get no vaccine. I didn't do none of that." He said, "I'm fully vaccinated now with a booster." He said that ventilator made me a believer.
me too.
So you know what I mean? And it's like, man, I sit here. The one thing I'm blessed about, I'm blessed because I got you.
I appreciate that.
Everybody don't have that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I can honestly say that I'm not gonna go hungry because if I'm doing bad, my bro gonna make sure I got something to eat. Everybody ain't blessed like that, bro.
even when I
That's
was in
real.
there, you already know.
It, that's what I'm saying. Everybody is not don't have that. Everybody don't have a voice for him. Everybody don't
Yeah,
have somebody who's saying like he not finna stay in prison because he don't deserve to be there no more.
yeah,
Everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have somebody who's on the page that you on who sacrifices the way that you sacrifice, bro. I thank God for you every day because everybody ain't blessed with that. On a
yeah,
real.
for sure, for
I,
sure.
I watch dudes around here every day, and even if they do have a situation like that, they're not adapted to tap into it
That's right. I mean, you know,
because they feel like what, it ain't gonna work.
I mean, one thing, you my bro, so I mean, that just is what it's gonna be. But I mean, another thing, about me, I ain't never been a quitter. I mean, even people that I didn't like, I always treated them fairly. I ain't
You
never been a
did, bro.
dude that just bullied
Man, I
dudes. I
watched you.
mean, I could have been a jackass a lot of times, but I've always been a gentle giant. I mean, I ain't gonna fool myself and act like I ain't never had to pull or I couldn't tell dudes to do whatever. But we
Yeah.
never took advantage of that. We never
No, we
was.
didn't.
I never
We
let that
didn't.
stuff go to my head. My thing was more along the lines of, look, man, if we got to be a certain way, then we got to do that when the
Then
time
we got to do it.
happens.
You're
But
right.
come on, let's educate ourselves and let's be better in. And you need to find a belief in a higher power. I'm not going to tell you what that needs to be. I believe in God, whatever you choose to
Absolutely.
believe, because a lot of
Amen.
our folks be Muslims and find
Yeah,
other
they
beliefs,
do. They
and I
do.
mean, and that's cool with me. But I
Me
mean,
too. I ain't
but it's
mad
just
at you.
all about being righteous, because you know,
That's
uh,
a that's the part they don't get. Like for example, people's like, you got the same celly? Bro, every morning the first thing we do is get up and get in that word, bro.
yeah, for sure.
We get armored up, man. Where you think our strength come
That's
from?
right.
You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? We don't allow Satan to take over because we the first thing before we get them brush our teeth, bro. We get the word in, period.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. Like everybody ain't in here just wasting time. Everybody ain't in here just stressed out. No, we not. Cause we know that we know that we know. God got us. He ain't bring us this far for nothing. On the real, he didn't. And this right here, it's a journey. And at the end of this journey, just like me and you sat down on the yard together and I'm sitting at you on this camera, I'm gonna sit down on that camera with somebody else and say, I got you.
That part.
This what they don't get. This don't stop, bro.
Nah, for sure not. This is just the
We
beginning.
not we not leaving nobody behind, bro. That's what we not doing.
That part.
That's what they don't understand. This
But
ain't just
that's the
this
thing, though. They
this ain't a
understand it,
moment.
though, but they only
This ain't a
understand
moment.
it
This a
from
movement.
their point of view, though, homie. They don't
This ain't a
understand it from
moment. This a
our point of view.
movement.
They don't understand we feel the same way. They don't understand
Absolutely.
we feel no man left behind,
We're not
They
gonna
think
do
they
that.
the only ones.
We're not gonna do that. We not here to say that if you do some crazy shit, you ain't going to prison, you ain't going to do some time. Me and my celly sit here all the time. Breaking news, his ass going to jail for
For
sure.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. But
Yeah.
what we not finna do, you not finna take our people and throw them away wrongly. That's what you ain't
That
finna
part.
do. We're not gonna stand by, lay down, and sit down. I tell him every day, bro. Let me get to them streets, bro. Just like Trub advocate for me, I'ma advocate for you, bro. Them peoples ain't finna never get away with the shit they did, bro.
Nah, but
I'm never letting that
you
go.
already know. You already know, big bro. I'll advocate for big bro too. It's good.
I know. I tell him all the time, though. I say, man, look, we got you. Cause I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we
Yeah,
got you, bro. We not finna never let that go. You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
Them other people, they might let it go. We ain't finna let it go.
Nah,
That's
we
not gonna happen.
can't. I
That
mean,
we can't. We just can't do it.
we
So
know it's a lot of injustices, and I mean,
yeah, bro. And you know, to be taken, especially him, to be taken away from his sons like that, like he not just a man who had a family. He a man with sons, bro. Men, like they really don't understand how important we are in this society. Have they really forgot what we've done?
well, they don't care about that ripple effect, big bro. They don't take that into consideration. That's just collateral damage to them. They're no
Man,
different than the
they gotta
warmongers
take
that
it
run
into
this country.
man, they gotta take it into consideration, man.
Well, we gonna make
We
them. We gonna make them take it
hell
into
yeah, we gonna make them.
consideration.
You
That's just
damn
what
right
it
we gonna make
is.
them. You right,
You
we gonna
know.
make them on the real, cause that
You
that shit
know.
ain't going over. That shit ain't going overlooked. We ain't doing that.
Yeah,
That's what
because
we ain't doing.
they just don't understand. You know, they didn't create somebody that's on some dumb stuff that's going to be trying to do some idiotic stuff.
See,
You
that's
know,
the thing. You know the one thing with me and you used to always chop it up. I used to say, man, they should never let me sit down.
man.
They let me sit down
When
and
I
really
sit, yeah,
get
exactly,
to me.
exactly. When I
You
sit down and
allowed
give
me
all
to
that
get to
time,
me,
yes, yes.
man. Look at here. What? Yeah, I
But see,
feel
that's the
different.
difference though, too, though, because you've sat down and you took advantage of the time, though. So you already know it is a bunch of idiots in there that is not taking advantage of the time.
Bro,
They rather do dumb shit. But yeah,
bro, you
you have
already
time
know.
for that. No
I
time
I
for that.
lost mine, bro.
I
I
know.
look. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's so ironic. Let me show you how God works. I lost mine. Not too long after that, my celly lost his mom.
Yeah,
And you know where we come from. That's like I couldn't honestly sit here and tell you like I expected to take it the way I took it, cause I didn't. Cause I really expected to like nigga. I don't give a fuck about nothing. It's whatever. That's what I expected. But I have to also remember, mom's taught me some things. I'm not just her son. I'm not just her baby. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. They count on me. They want to hear what I got to say. They gonna listen, and they respect who I am. So that right there, mixing that, you know, with moms, God calling moms was like, man, bro, like I wasn't ready for that shit.
yeah.
I wasn't, bro.
I
I
know.
really wasn't. You know what I mean?
I
And
would hope not. Shit.
I wasn't, bro. And as much as she used to say, I'm ready, I used to always say I'm not, like that shit was real. Like I really wasn't.
I
Like
ain't gonna lie.
I
That was my first drink. I ain't gonna lie.
already know.
When
I
I was
know.
in San Quentin and
Look,
the wifey
I had
sent me the
look,
obituary,
man,
I ain't gonna
listen,
lie. I went and found some drink and I burned it and made some whiskey
man, look, I knew that I
and
was like,
cried.
man,
Yeah,
my celly was such a big support. He was just like, whatever, bro, I got you. But I ain't never been so broken in my life, bro. That hit right there was so deep and so big to me until I just really in my mind I couldn't see getting past it.
yeah,
But then I gotta think about what about my child? What about my grandchildren?
yeah,
Because they don't understand that. What they understand is Paw, he, I know he hurt, but he gonna get it together because he believe me, he gonna make sure I'm good.
yeah,
That's what they understand. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think about my daddy. And I remember you know, when my grandmother died, I remember how he isolated himself for a couple of days, and he said, "That's over with. Let's go. Now we back to life. We got to keep going." Like my children can't hurt and can't miss out because this happened. This what God do. This is business. I can't question his business. He gonna do what he do, and I might not like it and agree with it, but he did that, and it is what it is. So it took me to another place. Not to say that, bro, I got a hole in me so big, man, on everything. I don't know. I don't think concrete can feel it. That's just what's in my heart though. I miss that lady, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna never get to physically have that. So I gotta physically make sure that I'm healthy, that I walk up out of here and able to grab my grandbabies and say, listen, man, like I love you more than
Yeah,
anything.
for
I
sure.
got you. When life show up and seem fucked up, call me. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So,
So,
you know, the relationship you have with your children, you know what I'm saying, and all of that, everything, bro, it play a major role in my life. You know, the relationship that my Sally have with his children, bro, I appreciate that. I respect that. I don't the streets, bro. I've been there and done it. That shit ain't nothing. That shit simple. That shit easy.
yeah, but so people be thinking that we so caught up in the streets. They be thinking that that's all we do and that we up in there just, devising a plan to come back out and create new gang stuff. And they don't
You
understand
man,
that most people in their program, and it's only a small percentage of people that's up in there acting out.
man. You my witness, bro, and my Sally my witness, bro. I really don't care what happened on the streets as far as gangs.
Oh yeah, for sure. I already know. Yeah,
You know what I'm concerned about? I'm concerned about what my grandson grade point average is.
for sure.
I'm concerned about do he graduate with honors? Cause me and him gonna squabble up if he don't graduate with honors. On the real, that's what we
For
gonna do.
sure. For
They
sure.
wanna know where my aggression, where my heart is. I have a grandson and a grandchild. She's gonna be whatever she wants to be in her life. She's gonna be respectful. She's gonna be a good person. Cause she can't go bad. I went bad for everybody else. They don't gotta go bad. I've been there and done it. Anything you wanna know, come talk to me. I'm gonna give it to you. Raw and uncut. So you don't have to do the shit that I did. You don't have to make the mistakes that I made, and you never have to go through the trials and tribulations that I faced. Never. It's over. I did it for you. Don't even trip. I'm gonna take the moments and we're gonna grow from them and we're gonna teach instead of wrecking. Cause wrecking, not giving a fuck, man, that shit's so easy, bro.
Yeah, but you already said though it can't even be an option for your grandbabies.
It's not an option, bro.
And
And
so
that's what people don't understand. That is not an option anymore.
what's up? But the
That is
thing
all,
is, they don't understand that we when they say break the circle, we broke the circle. We done bred that out.
man. What? Of course we did.
But
Absolutely we did.
so let me ask you this. So now, I mean, with that being said, I mean, you want to let's get back on this three strike stuff where
The three strikes law.
so look,
First of all,
what do you think should actually be done with the three strikes law? Because you
I'm
know they're
gonna
not
tell
going
you.
to take it off the board.
I'm gonna tell you what should be done. First of all, if you don't have a crime in which somebody was killed, tortured, beat beyond, where they eye dropped out their socket
Yeah,
and all
beyond
that type of shit,
recognition. Yeah,
mayhem and shit
yeah.
like that. If you don't have a crime like that, you should go home. Period.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be facing life in prison, most definitely.
Nobody should be doing life. Period. For a crime for which nobody got hurt or injured, and nobody should be doing life for a crime that they didn't commit. I don't give a damn what no district attorney looking for, what no police captain looking for, what no lieutenants is looking for. No, if you convict an innocent person, your ass should go to prison.
Yeah.
If you sentence a man to 25 to life for taking a hamburger because he's hungry, because he's on drugs, whatever, for snatching some alcohol, for anything that didn't hurt nobody or kill him, your ass should go to prison. Period. We should send your ass to prison because you the problem.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
Because you the problem.
Um, So I'm gonna ask you one more question. What do you think could be the biggest thing that could make criminal justice reform be, going
Fair,
in the right direction,
somewhat fair.
or going in the right
When
direction?
when when when
Basically,
you when you come up with these great ideas,
yeah.
when you come up with these, oh, this is the law right here. Make that shit retroactive, like you did everything else. Make that shit go all the way back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole thing is, bro, on some real shit. Like under Prop 47, it made some crimes misdemeanors. So you tell a man that he cannot get out of prison because he took a deal. He signed the deal. He signed his name. He can't get out of prison early because you signed the deal and you have to stick to that plea bargain. So your crime is not considered a misdemeanor, even though according to the law it is. It's not considered a misdemeanor. So my whole thing is I signed the plea bargain, bro. It don't say nothing about three strikes. It don't say nothing about double up sentences. So just like he got to stick to his plea agreement, the state got to stick to mine. I don't want to hear that shit about I ran out of time. Look, you went back 20 something years to give me this time. I don't care if it take me 50 years to figure this shit out. When I figure it out, let me go home to my family because I deserve it because I earned it.
That part.
You know what I mean? And it's just time out. Like the game is up, the gig is up.
You like the picture?
Man, you already know.
You see the old mobsters up there?
You know I see them up there, man. They know what it is. They know this shit was coming.
Yeah, they knew that America was gonna be tricking motherfuckers and fucking us
They
over with
know
the law.
they know they was gonna be tricking us, man. You know what I'm saying? And right here in California, man, people gotta understand that. Stop thinking that laws are gonna solve the situation. You know, I sit back and I listen to people that say Joe Biden, he's an old man, he ain't ready. Guess what? These people in California, legislators and all this, these Congress people and all that, these people don't. They look. It's time to replace them, all of them.
That's crazy that you say that, right? This is what we
All these old ass alcoholics need to go
yes.
home and stay home.
That's what we're gonna
Let's
end it
get
on.
some.
Listen,
Let's
listen.
let's get
When
some people
Donald
who
Trump said
understand
that
going
he was
home.
gonna drain the swamp, I have to agree with him. The swamp needs to be
Man,
drained. I've been seeing the
absolutely.
same faces on TV for 40 plus years.
Forever,
It's the
forever, bro.
same people that's been in office. Joe Biden has been in office for he's been doing politics for 3.5, 4 decades,
Have
if
too
not
many
5 decades.
Yeah,
So people like that need to be removed. I mean, people voted him office. That's their
time out.
opinion. It's cool.
It's
I
time
was in
out, bro.
prison, but I wouldn't have voted his ass in. But yeah, pay attention to who you're voting for. Pay attention to the laws. Understand that when you're voting for stuff now on, you need to make sure that it's retroactive, especially if you
And
have loved ones that's inside these departments of
not
correction.
only that, pay attention to the rewrites because a lot of times they pass these bills and they be a yes on the floor, but they want a rewrite of it. And when pay attention to the rewrite because the rewrite is when the twist come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
They
sir.
wrote Prop 57. It was great. They rewrote it. It wasn't so great. They wrote 81. It was